Heartbreaking news from the Golden State Warriors. As you all know, the Warriors haven't gotten off to the greatest start to the season, and it looks like they are taking matters into their own hands because they have made a huge decision in order to send James Wiseman down to the G League in order to develop. So, is this actually a good thing or is it a bad thing for the Golden State Warriors? We're going to be talking about that in today's video, and also two other moves the Golden State Warriors can make in order to turn this season around. So, let's get into the first one, which is James Wiseman moving down to the G League. So this is the first move that they have made. Now, James Wiseman took to the floor for the first time in 3 games on Monday. The third-year big man minutes weren't an indication he was suddenly back to the Golden State Warriors' evolving rotation. Wiseman only got off the bench because his team was salting away a blowout win over the San Antonio Spurs, giving its regulars some much-needed rest during extended garbage time. Wiseman entered with 9 minutes 14 left and Golden State leading by a whopping 41 points. After the game, Steve Kerr noted that JaMychal Green would be part of the nightly rotation going forward as the Warriors' backup center, closing the door on Wiseman reassuming that role anytime soon. It wasn't shocking minutes later then when Golden State Warriors coach revealed Wiseman is bound for the G League. He's going to go to Santa Cruz tomorrow and we will keep him there for an extended period of time to get really good practice time and some games, Kerr said. It's not going to be one game and bring him back. We want to give him maybe 10 straight days, something like that, and then come back. So, will this be an extended period of time, more than 10 games? We don't really know that for sure. However, what is certain is that Golden State Warriors and especially Steve Kerr are looking to shake things up in order to turn this season around. One of the biggest upsets or biggest complaints that people have when it comes to the Warriors team so far this season is they have no defense. You see Steph Curry putting up 30, 40, and even recently 50 bombs and still losing to NBA teams, and definitely that's where defense plays a huge part. And a lot of NBA fans are really upset to see someone like James Wiseman, who really does provide that defense, leave the team so early. Wiseman began 2022-2023 as Golden State's backup 5, regularly subbing out Kevon Looney midway through the first quarter. The Warriors' wholesale bench struggles certainly weren't his fault alone, but Wiseman's inability to make a reliable impact on the either side of the ball made it hardly surprising when he was player most effective. Kerr finally toggling reserve lineups following Golden State's winless 5-game road trip, and it doesn't only get better from there. JaMychal Green will be taking his place, and I think JaMychal Green will do a fantastic job on defense. However, seeing someone such bright and also has future potential as James Wiseman go back down to the G League is very upsetting to see. People don't realize he is a second pick in the NBA draft, and to see him drop down all the way down to G League is very upsetting, and I think Golden State Warriors will try to bring him back as soon as possible. Defense is what they need, and I think losing players such as Otto Porter Jr., Gary Payton II, and Juan Toscano Anderson definitely played a huge role in why James Wiseman moving down, because they need more defense moving forward. So the second major move that is on the Golden State Warriors' mind is to trade Klay Thompson. Now this is very sad because me personally, I am a big Klay Thompson fan. I think he has a capability to come back and be the best. However, so far this season, it hasn't really turned out that way. So far, he's averaging 15 points per game, also averaging 3.3 rebounds and 3.5 assists. So he does put up some pretty good stats, but when you put those up against Jordan Poole when Jordan Poole starts, Poole puts up such better numbers. And this is so unfortunate because we all know how great Klay Thompson can be. However, it seems that he's getting overshone when it comes to offense and also defense by Jordan Poole. Steve Kerr did change up the lineup recently where he actually had Jordan Poole start and Klay Thompson come off the bench, and it actually did wonders for them where Jordan Poole was able to provide much more as a starting position. So it may seem like this may be the new lineup going forward, and it doesn't seem like Klay Thompson will want to take a backseat, especially after being a multi-time NBA champion and also being one of the best three-point shooters ever. It is tough to see that, and like I always said, me as an NBA fan and also you as a Golden State Warriors fan as well, I think it's hard to see someone like Klay Thompson go, but I think it is that time and it's best to get the most out of him when it comes to his trade value. They could trade him for some really key big players. Anthony Davis is up for trades. We also got Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. All these players that are NBA superstars are up for trades, and you can definitely get a lot out of it if you add Klay Thompson to that trade package and maybe a couple of picks and maybe other couple of players. So I think this is an important time for Golden State Warriors to look at that, and Steve Kerr and also Bob Myers have mentioned it time and time again that they are exploring options. They have said the only person that is safe in the Golden State Warriors is Steph Curry, and I completely agree with that. Steph Curry is still playing out of his mind mind. He's doing everything he can on his end in order to get the team to win. However, it is a team sport. That's how NBA and that's how basketball goes. So in order for him to actually continue to push further and further, they need to figure out the best rotation and the best roster moving forward. They really have to turn this season around ASAP. Although it is only 15 games in, I know it may not seem like a lot, but when it comes to the long-term look of it, if they want to be in the playoffs, if they want to have good positioning when it comes to their seed, I think now is the best time to make those moves before anyone gets traded. Kevin Durant is up for a trading block, Anthony Davis, like I said, Kyrie Irving, and before these players get traded, it may be a good time right now in order for Golden State Warriors to make an offer and try to find the best trade value for someone like Klay Thompson. The third big move the Golden State Warriors are considering is trading Draymond Green. Now, this has been on the card for a lot of time. However, I think now is definitely one of the best times to trade someone like Draymond Green while his trade value is still there. Don't get me wrong, Draymond is still a great player, and I think he can really provide a lot for this team, but it does seem with the newcomers coming up, such as Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, even players such as Kevon Looney, it doesn't seem like this starting five or also this roster works as well as it does before. I don't really know personally what is going on and why it doesn't work the same that it was last year. Maybe Gary Payton II, Otto Porter, and JTA played such a huge role, and we definitely starting to see the negatives of their absence. Now, right now, Draymond Green is actually averaging 8 points per game, and is also averaging 6.1 rebounds and 6.7 assists. Now, this may sound like some pretty good stats, but where you see this really struggle is that Draymond Green, someone who's supposed to be a defender and also someone who's supposed to be a rebounder, is getting out rebounded by Stephen Curry. And on top of this, Stephen Curry also gets more assists than Draymond, so I honestly think Draymond isn't as useful as he was last season when it comes to what he provided not only on offense but on defense as well. When it comes to Draymond defending the best player, that is now Andrew Wiggins' job, so it just does seem like nothing is really working as it was before. Now may be the best time to trade him, like I mentioned before, with Anthony Davis on the line, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, maybe Klay and Draymond Green for someone like a big star like KD would be the perfect trade, and I think that would work out pretty well. They get a great player, Jordan Poole moves up to the starter position, and now you have Steph, Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, KD, and also Kevon Looney as your starting five. It would be better to trade someone like Draymond and also Klay Thompson together because they are going to be able to get an actual NBA superstar, which is what they need. They don't need two good players, they need one great player to help this team push forward. Because Jordan Poole, like I said, he does work better in the starter position, so there's no real need to actually get another shooting guard, because once Klay leaves or gets traded, then they can move Jordan Poole into that second position and Dante DiVincenzo can be the backup. So I think the main thing they need is definitely a small forward / power forward. Especially in today's game, you can definitely get a small forward playing power forward, as everyone loves to run small ball, and I think that's very important. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Peace.